Good morning, dear students. Now let us see the continuation of the solar system. In the last class, before exam, we have discussed about half of solar system. So in that we have discussed about the celestial objects, right? Now we are going to learn about solar system. So in that, what we are going to learn, what are the planets in the solar system, what are the different types of planets, and what is the speciality in that planets, and you are also going to learn about artificial planets. Okay, solar system. So what is meant by solar system? It consists of the sun, 8 planets and their satellites, and millions of smaller celestial objects such as asteroids, comets, and meteoroids. So it consists of millions of celestial objects, and it is the 8 planets and along with their satellites. Okay, comets, meteoroids, all this constitute the solar system. So the 8 planets of the solar system, according to their order, are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Okay, so the gravitational pull of the sun keep all the planets and the other objects revolving around. We can see that sun, all the planets will revolve around the sun. So this is because of the gravitational force. The next object is how the how the planets are placed. Okay, you can according to this only the planets are arranged: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Here itself, the picture itself clearly indicates that Jupiter is the biggest planet and Saturn has a ring around it. Okay, and that and all we will discuss now. Now let us see about sun. Sun is a star. It is the star around the earth and other planets which revolve. The sun is a star having a system of planets around it with a life on one of its planets called earth. So sun has a only one, all the planets revolve around the sun. It is the star and it is the center of the solar system. So it only one planet has life. That planet name is earth. Okay, the sun is extremely hot object. It may be about 6000 degree Celsius. Okay, it is not a solid object. It consists mostly of the hydrogen gases. It consists mostly hydrogen gases. So main source is heat and light energy for all the planets of the solar system. So sun provides heat and light energy to all the planets in the solar system. Now let us discuss about the planets. Planets are the large celestial objects which revolve around the sun in enclosed elliptical paths, which is called as an orbit. So elliptical path, we call it as an orbit. The 8 planets of the solar system, what I told: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. So the planets does not have light of their own. So what it will do, it will get the light from the sun. Okay, so planet is made up of rock and metal or gases. So all the planets revolve around the sun and also rotate on its axis. So it revolve and rotate along its axis. It will rotate along its axis and it will revolve around the sun. Next one, let us discuss about Mercury. Mercury is the planet which is nearest to the sun. Mercury is the smallest planet in the solar system. It can be either seen as a morning star in the eastern sky, or that is just before the sunrise, or in the evening star in the western sky. Just after the sunset, you can able to see this Mercury planet in the sky. Mercury shows us phases like the moon. No life exists on this planet. It is very nearer to the sun and it is very hot, so no life exists on this planet. So Mercury does not have any satellite. So Mercury has no satellite. Next one, Venus. Venus is the closest planet to the earth. Venus is the brightest object in the night sky. The hottest planet is Venus. The planet Venus can be seen either as a morning star or as an evening star, that is before the sunrise or after the sunset. You can able to see this Venus also in the sky. Venus shows the phases like the moon. It has no satellite. Venus it is also the second planet and it is also very hottest planet. Okay, next one, Earth. So when we discuss about the Earth, I have already said Earth is the planet where the life exists. So Earth is the only planet in the solar system on which the life is known to exist. So Earth has one natural satellite which is called as a moon, and it has 1072 artificial satellites. Okay, the Earth takes 365 days and 6 hours to complete one revolution and 24 hours to complete one rotation. Okay, next when we discuss about the Mars is also called as a red planet because its surface appears to be red. So it is red in color, so it appears to be red in color, so we call this planet as a red planet. Of all the planet, Mars is most like the Earth. So nowadays research and all going whether the life can be possible on the Mars. So a thin atmosphere of Mars contains mainly carbon dioxide with a small amount of nitrogen, oxygen, noble gases and water vapor. Mars has two natural satellites. Earth has one natural satellite called Moon. Mars has two natural satellites. Okay, next one, Jupiter. Jupiter is the biggest planet in the solar system. I have already said which in this diagram itself you can see Jupiter. It is the biggest planet in the solar system. It can fit 1300 Earths inside it. So like Earth 1300 size, it will be bigger. Okay, 1300 Earths are put together to form one Jupiter. So but when compared to the Sun, Jupiter is much more smaller than the Sun. Jupiter appears to be very bright object in the night sky. Jupiter is made mainly of hydrogen and helium. Jupiter has 28 satellites. Next one, let us discuss about Saturn. So it is also the biggest planet. It is the second biggest planet in the solar system, and I have said it has a ring around it, isn't it? So it mainly filled with the hydrogen and helium gas. Okay, so the most distinguishing feature of the Saturn system is colorful rings around it. It is the presence of well-developed rings circling Saturn makes the planet unique in the solar system. I have said Saturn has a ring around it. It is a planet only with the ring. Okay, Saturn has 30 satellites. Okay, next one, Uranus. Uranus was the planet to have been discovered with the help of a telescope. So Uranus is the third biggest planet of the solar system, and it is what I have to say. The most remarkable feature of the Uranus is that it has it has a highly tilted axis of rotation. Uranus appears to roll on its side by orbiting around the Sun. Uranus is mainly made up of hydrogen and helium gas, and it is made up of mainly hydrogen and helium. The planet has 21 satellites. Next one, Neptune. So the planet Neptune is furthest from the Sun and the Earth. Neptune is the second planet which was discovered with the help of the telescope. So Uranus and Neptune, it was discovered only with the help of the telescope. Neptune is extremely cold planet. It is the fourth largest planet of the solar system. Neptune has 8 satellites. It has an 8 satellites. Okay, next that's all. And Pluto is called as a dwarf planet because what we can say, it is moved away from the orbit. So just that's why we are saying that Pluto is a dwarf planet. Next, artificial satellites. So when the satellites are made by the human, it is called as an artificial satellites. A man-made spacecraft placed in an orbit around the Earth is called as an artificial satellite. It is located on the ionosphere of the Earth. The motion of the artificial satellite around the Earth is maintained by the gravitational pull of the Earth. So there are 1072 artificial satellites in the world, in which 50% are Americans. So we know that Neil Armstrong was the first person to land on the moon, and we will say many spacecrafts were sent that is artificially made satellites were sent to do so many researches. So you can see here how the satellites are placed around the Earth. Next one, continuation of artificial satellites. The artificial satellites carry a large variety of an equipment and instrument inside them. The electricity required for running the equipment in an artificial satellite, it is provided by the solar cells. The technique of collecting information about an object from a distance without making any physical contact of an object is called as a remote sensing. So that is what we call it as a remote sensing. Without any physical contact, it can able to gather the information about the particular area. Okay, that is what we call it as a remote sensing. Next one, applications of artificial satellites. Some of the major application of artificial satellites are: artificial satellites are used for communication such as a long distance transmission of television, radio, internet, etc. So it is mainly used for artificial satellites are mainly used in televisions, radios, internets, etc. So long distance communication is done with the help of these artificial satellites. Then artificial satellites are used for weather forecasting, giving advance warning of floods, cyclone, etc. We can able to gather the information earlier only with the help of these artificial satellites. It will commence it can able to detect the cyclones, winds, weather forecasting. Everything can be gained with the help informations can be gained only with the help of these artificial satellites. So artificial satellites are used for surveying the natural resources of the earth. So we can able to calculate how the natural resources are protected or consumed. Everything can be identified with this help of this artificial satellites. So artificial satellites provide many informations around the around our earth. So we can able to get all the informations with the help of remote sensing, and that is what the use of the applications of the artificial satellites. Thank you. I hope you have understood the lesson. If you understand, if you listen to the video, you can able to write the worksheet. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.